Okay, guys, just an update here. We're still in the break-in period. I've got about 5 more gallons to go, and found out I've been running 87 ethanol free, and I should be running 89 or 90. So the Marina has 90, and I usually don't get that stuff in my boats because it's expensive, but I think that's the better gas to run in these. So I'll be doing that. But meanwhile, it's a little rough idling and 3,000 RPMs or so. But once it gets up on plane around 4,000 RPMs, it runs pretty smooth. Little tad bit of surging, but feels like it's getting better and running better. I checked the plugs; they look good, and I've also got an issue where it won't go over 4,500 RPMs. It's a bunch of reasons why that could be happening. The rave valves might not be opening. They're operated by a solenoid back down in there. I'm about to check those. The other reason is it could be the rectifier NPM stuff, electrical, but those things I'll get to next. But it actually runs pretty good and it's fun to ride. The hull is awesome. It's a short hull and it wants to jump waves even if you don't want to jump the wave. So really fun ski to ride. I do have a leak. You can see the oil kind of down there around the base of that rave valve. The other one's clean. Tried tightening it a little bit. I'm gonna have to address that. I don't know how severe that is, but I'm actually gonna take the rave valves out and look at them. They're not sticking. They move freely up and down and things like that, so I don't think it's a problem with them sticking, but they might not be getting the right kind of push through the pulse line up at the top. Okay, so we took the rave valves out here, and in general they look okay. However, it's clear why this one's leaking. I don't know if you can see it, but that gasket right there is looks like it's melted or squished or something. I'm gonna clean that up and see what's going on there. Don't know, maybe it got too hot or something like that, but that's why it's leaking. That's actually kind of good news because those gaskets are easy to replace. This one looks fine. The edges on these things, you know, no chipping or anything like that, which we didn't expect because they were already cut back. Took the spark plugs out and looked at those. It's a little too early to be doing spark plug reads. See if you can focus on these, but you can kind of see that the PT or the mag side is pretty darn lean, and the PTO is a little oily. But I checked these last time an hour ago when I ran it, and they both look cinnamon perfect. So kind of too early to be doing that. Plus, to read plugs, you really need to do a plug chop and not do it after I did it, which is idling into the old dock here. A plug chop is when you run it at a certain RPM and then you pull the key and kill the engine and then take the plugs out and look and see what it's like right at the exact moment it was running. That's the proper way to read plugs. A little too early to read plugs, but I'll say that those look fine to me at the point that we're in right now. So what I'm going to do at this point is, now that I have these out, I'm going to look down inside there, and I'm going to take a flashlight on my camera, and I'm going to look at the side of those piston skirts and make sure I'm not seeing any kind of scoring or anything. So I'll have to look into that stuff, but that is where we are. So it's actually starting to feel pretty good here. I just need to get through this break-in period and get some good clean gas in there, and then it's going to be on to some tuning and a little bit more troubleshooting. Oh, the other thing is I am getting some water down in the hull, and I don't know where that's coming from because I can ride it and it'll stay dry down there. I hope my bailers are working. They should be. But, I'm not a big fan of letting skis sit in the water, but I do it all the time. And that GTI is bone dry, always has been bone dry, and so is this one. So I'm not too worried about doing that. I only do it a couple of days at a time, but this one took on some water last night, so I'm going to have to figure out where the water's coming from. It might be that carbon seal there. You can see not really made it up very good. I think I need to realign the engine there and get that sorted out, but that's just a checkpoint where we are. So I'll give you an update when we get through this break-in.